All right, everybody. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. I haven't streamed in quite some time because I'd be busy. I'd be black. Have a good haircut. Look sexy as heck. You hear me? No, I'm playing. As you can see, it was on the screen. Big U. What you doing, man? Is you really pimping hoes? 304s. Is you extorting niggas? Is you doing crazy shit like dog? You too old to be doing that, bro. But Big U's been the name, and then we also don't talk about Elon Musk too. Yeah. We don't talk about him. We don't talk about him. But Big U for sure. This is crazy. Let's see what they talking about on Big or Eugene or Big Draws. I don't even know why somebody's hood name would be Big Draws. Like he has to have a big dick, pause, fat ass, pause. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird hood name, Big Draws. Get your draws. Don't let them get to your butt. Anyways, my bad, y'all. Let's see. Let's see what they say. That was.
A performance that truly matters. To see what's going on, they talking about I'm a fugitive, so they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. And he's actually got video and footage of it, so y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all: when they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about whack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all filed. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what they saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this shit. If you had something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can.
Does it work?
You just guilty because somebody else don't like you and they can go on the internet and do what they want to and y'all gonna promote it. It's crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in though. Because
Isn't that dry snitching? Isn't that dry snitching? Isn't that dry snitching? I don't know. He did it so smooth. I don't know if he's dry snitching.
I ain't did nothing. This fact is, man, they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, bust my doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wax said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wax. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate. That's what the play is. That's what the whole play is. I'm out. I'm gonna send y'all videos to put up all of them until they lock me up. I'm looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. And then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? That's a built-in liar right there. You know what I mean? So, is that how they gonna work the case? Everybody know how to with Cannon. Everybody know how to Brick Baby. So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes.
He said he don't fuck with Brick Baby or the other dude. He might get off. He might get off, and if he do, people don't lose their legs. You can't believe the media. You can't believe the news, honestly. I don't like seeing black people go to jail, so hopefully if he didn't do nothing, he gets out, sues LA, sues everybody he needs to sue, and then get back to doing business as usual. But I'm going to tell you one thing, Bit Draws. If you had anything to do with the death of Nip and that football player, boy, you is done. You're done, bitch. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done, bitch. My bad.
You gonna have to call themselves turn it against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and whack. These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is they go on the internet and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. Now you raiding my houses, raiding my shops, raiding all this stuff. And talking about I'm committing crimes and covering up with developing option. What crimes am I committing to cover up with developing option? You know what I'm saying? I ain't committed no crimes and cover nothing up with developing option. Shit crazy. But this how they get you. They get one or two people to say something. Ain't gonna be no real evidence. Ain't gonna be no real nothing. It's gonna be a repeater thug. It's gonna be a bunch of people in jail for a bunch of different crimes that don't have nothing to do with me. They finna lump all of us up and say it's all around the 60s. Watch and see. We just seen it with Thug. I'm finna experience the same thing out here. I knew it was coming. Now they on there saying all this stuff to assassinate my character. Alright, man, just pray for me. And again, they can do any one of us. It ain't nobody safe with these dudes. If these dudes feel they want you, how they going around talking about somebody's gonna raid my house before my house get raided? How they there with the police? And y'all sitting there following them. Everybody that's a part of them shows, and 100 shows and all them shows, and y'all need to, everybody who following them, promoting them, anything. Y'all wrong. Y'all ain't black. And y'all show ain't for our people. They can put
I don't know. I'm trying to see what he was charged with. Let's see, actually. You charges. Eugene BigU Henley Jr., known as BigU, accused of murder extortion, Department of Justice. Federal authorities are considering Eugene BigU Henley a fugitive as he has yet to be taken into custody. That was March 19th. He turned himself in March 23rd, or 20th, I believe. Federal authorities are searching for the longtime leader of a South Los Angeles-based gang who has been posing as an entertainment entrepreneur and community activist. Attention with a murder from 2021, as well as a series of other racketeering linked to criminal. Leader Rolling 60 Crip Henley has the name. Murder, extortion, human trafficking, and fraud all over. Dang, he's 59. In addition, Henley, two other members of the crime ring, Sylvester Robinson, 50, and Martin Martin, also known as Bear Claw. Bear Claw? Is it? Never mind. Were both arrested as the same criminal complaint on Wednesday. The U.S. Attorney lost that. 10 alleged Rolling 60 members and numerous federal crimes, including drug trafficking, racketeering. BigU Enterprise, which acted as a distinct and independent criminal enterprise, engaged in various crimes including murder, extortion, and robbery. They keep repeating this shit. Like, where is the juice? Where is the actual charges?
Hey, did you know
I'm not gonna lie. If he was running a mafia-like business, I'm not mad at it. The cartels do it. But hey, Primo, what did you do? And then they, bah! So if he was on some shit like that, I'm not mad at it. At least it was organized. Can't be mad at an organized nigga.
get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident in the last year? Yep, even if you weren't driving.
Good morning. I'm Joe McNally, the acting United States Attorney here in Los Angeles. Today, we're here to announce federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise. An enterprise that engaged in murder, extortion, robbery, human trafficking, COVID fraud, and other felonies. Mr. Henley and several other individuals linked to him and his criminal enterprise were charged in a criminal complaint with federal racketeering conspiracy. Mr. Henley is a fugitive and he is currently wanted by federal law enforcement. Other individuals linked to his criminal enterprise were arrested today, approximately 10 defendants who are charged in various indictments. Again, Mr. Henley is a fugitive. 4 defendants are in state custody and will be transferred into federal custody, and we are still seeking Mr. Henley and another fugitive. The Department of Justice's top priority is eliminating violent crime caused by criminal street gangs and organized crime. These organizations cause a tremendous amount of harm in our communities. And today's arrests are part of our office's efforts, FBI, IRS, LAPD, the team you see up here, to make our community safer and rid our streets of these criminal street gangs, including ones operated by violent felons like Mr. Henley, who are posing as savvy businessmen and community leaders, but in the end are violent criminals. The affidavit filed with the criminal complaint alleges that Mr. Henley operated BigU Enterprises, a mafia-like organization that utilized Mr. Henley's stature and long-standing association with the Crips criminal street gang and other gangs here in Los Angeles to intimidate businesses and individuals in our communities. I want to stress that the allegations here in the complaint are allegations only, and the defendants are presumed innocent until proven otherwise. Let me talk a little bit about Mr. Henley and the street gang here. As I said, Mr. Henley is a widely known leader within the rolling 60s. He rose to prominence in that gang decades ago, and he has since been a fixture on the internet, talk shows, and podcasts, all things that law enforcement have looked at closely as part of this investigation. He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles, funding a South LA-based charity, developing options, which purports to help at-youth risk escape gang life and escape the perils of gangs in high-crime areas. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar, and a cheat, and the criminals that enabled him. For example, Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway. He then attempted to evade and obstruct the investigation into the murder, including ordering witnesses not to speak with law enforcement. Henley's criminal enterprise also engaged in other crimes, including transporting prostitutes across state lines, extorting strip clubs, marijuana dispensaries, and other businesses, and fraudulently applying for COVID loans in the form of a business relief loan.
My thing is, if he has a business, how is it fraudulent to get the COVID shit? How is it fraudulent? How is it fraudulent to get loans for your business? If he has a business, they just nitpicking. You might get off, and then niggas really gonna die. You niggas gonna die, bitch. No, I'm playing.
On that application, Mr. Henley falsely stated that his music label, Unique Music, operated at a $200,000 profit in 2019 and was entitled to government assistance, despite the reality that the company had operated at a loss and was ineligible for such relief. Finally, Mr. Henley is accused of embezzling donations made by celebrities, professional athletes, and businesses to his charity, Developing Options, which, as I said, purports to give South LA at-risk youth alternatives to gang violence, drugs, and other criminal activity. Henley used this charity as a front. He used it to conceal his fraudulent activities, his criminal enterprises activities, and evade detection from law enforcement. If convicted on the racketeering conspiracy, he and his co-conspirators face approximately a 20-year federal prison sentence. I want to thank our federal law enforcement partners.
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. They say 20 years. I give you enough information to get 2 weeks. That would be my bargain chip. You said 20 years? I got a book of murders, bitch, you ain't never seen. By the essays, by the vice lords, the GDs, the Bloods, the Pyrus, the Brims, everybody. You ain't gonna have me in spaces where dudes' butts be getting peanut butter put in them. No, sir. Now, sorry, Bob.
State law enforcement partners who brought about the result here today. The Los Angeles Metropolitan Gang Task Force from the FBI. It's comprised of FBI agents, LAPD officers, IRS Criminal Investigation, U.S. Department of Justice Inspector General's Office, Los Angeles Police Department, the North Las Vegas Police Department. This case is a great example of state and federal law enforcement working together to address harm from a criminal enterprise. I also want to thank our prosecutors, Assistant U.S. Attorneys Kevin Butler and Jenna McCabe, for their diligence and dogged determination in this case. With that, I'll turn it over to our next speaker, FBI Special Agent in Charge, Ted Dox.
Thank you, Joe. My name is Ted Dox, Special Agent in Charge of FBI Los Angeles' Criminal Division. These operations are truly a team effort, and I would like to recognize those partnerships. If not for their commitment, dedication, and follow-through, we would not be here today. First, I'd like to thank LAPD, IRS Criminal Investigations, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for working collaboratively for the past 4 years, in this case with FBI Los Angeles Metropolitan Task Force on violent gangs. I'd also like to thank the U.S. Marshal Service for their assistance today, and many departments in California, Arizona, Nevada, and the North Las Vegas Police Department. Now, this morning, hundreds of agents and officers, including multiple SWAT teams, executed multiple arrest warrants for many of the 19 defendants charged in this case. Search warrants were executed at 6 locations. Those searches continue to be underway. 4 of the 19 defendants were already in custody, and 10 defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours. And while we're still seeking the whereabouts of 5 individuals, 3 of whom we believe we will have in custody shortly, 2 defendants are considered fugitives. They are Eugene Henley Jr., also known as BigU, and Brian Mejia. We will provide their photographs to the media following this announcement. Anyone with information as to their whereabouts should not take action on their own, but contact the FBI. You can reach us by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI. During this investigation, we recovered 49 weapons, 5 pounds of methamphetamines, 10,000 fentanyl pills, and large amounts of cash.
If that paraphernalia was not found at any of his spots or any spots that's not linked to them, and linked to him directly, that's going to be dropped, period.
The Rolling 16 Crips have been around for decades, and by some estimates are among the largest gangs in the country, with factions in multiple states. Mr. Henley has been a known member of the Rolling 60s Crips since the 1980s, where he established his reputation and earned standing with fellow gang members. He has been able to use that standing to intimidate businesses and individuals and to commit various forms of violence, including the alleged murder outlined by the U.S. Attorney. He's also been able to influence others to give him money, only to defraud his victims, including defrauding the U.S., the government, the city of Los Angeles, and you, the taxpayer. Before I close, I'd like to ask that anyone who has information about the alleged criminal activity or feel that they have been victimized by any of the defendants, call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. We've targeted this gang.
That's a very straightforward number. 1-800-CALL the FBI. I know a few niggas I need to put under the bus.
In the past and will continue to target gangs who see violence and fear in our communities. The FBI will never waver on our commitment to combat violent gangs and those individuals affiliated who prey on others. Today's arrests make neighborhoods across our city safer. Thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to IRS SAC Tyler Hatcher.
Good morning. Again, I'm Tyler Hatcher. I'm the Special Agent in Charge of IRS Criminal Investigation here in Los Angeles. Today's arrests are the result of outstanding investigative work by law enforcement partners from LAPD, U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, and my office, who's worked tirelessly to find the evidence necessary to charge those who are alleged to bring harm to our communities, as you've heard previously. The RICO charges against Mr. Henley and his associates reflect a pattern of crimes that runs a gambit from extortion to robbery to murder to tax fraud and to human trafficking, all under the umbrella of a well-organized criminal organization led by Mr. Henley. Additionally, Mr. Henley duped the County of Los Angeles by running a nonprofit named Developing Options, which was set up to pull youth out of the gang life and promote anti-gang solutions. Yet Mr. Henley continued to personally orchestrate violent gang activity that impact our communities. Donors trust that their donations will be used in a manner that's consistent with what the charity was set up to do and applied as intended. In this case, it was for the benefit of at-risk youth. Financial transactions leave a trail, and IRS criminal investigation special agents are the best at following that trail. The trails led to Mr. Henley's, allegedly lead to Mr. Henley's personal bank account, and the money trail doesn't lie. Organized crime victimizes our Los Angeles communities far too frequently, but the arrests made today demonstrate our commitment to making Los Angeles safer for everyone impacted by these criminal enterprises. IRSCI is proud to partner with our federal and state and local law enforcement partners to make our communities safer and to protect from these violent acts. And on that, I'll turn it over to the Chief.
Thank you all for being here today. I'll keep my comments brief. From day one, the Los Angeles Police Department's been proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with the FBI and our partners here today in this critical investigation. The invaluable expertise provided by Operation South Bureau FBI Task Force on the Rolling 60s criminal street gang has played a pivotal role in securing these 19 federal indictments laid out this morning. It's a major step forward in our ongoing fight against gang violence and brings hope and relief to a community that for too long has endured far too much. Together we will continue to protect and serve, working tirelessly to ensure safety in all of our neighborhoods. I'll return the U.S. Attorney, Joe McNally, for any questions follow-up.
Take any questions.
So Henley is still on the loose?
He is.
Do you expect to snag him today, or is this something where he's gone?
Yeah, I think all I can say is that look, he is the leader here, and we're looking for him and trying to find him. He's a fugitive at this point, and we're using resources to try to track him down.
Can I have the other arrests made?
The arrests were made this morning, and early this morning.
And that's of the more than this whole group here that's in custody, or?
So there were a number of arrests, I think roughly 10 this morning, and then there are other individuals who were in state custody that are being transferred into federal custody. But approximately 10 arrests were made this morning.
I think you mentioned it earlier, but what kind of penalties or time for the
So a federal racketeering conspiracy complaint that's charged here, 1962D, covers up to 20 years in federal prison. The next stage here would be that Mr. Henley and others would be indicted by a grand jury, and the penalties at that point could range and include higher penalties. So at this point, he's charged in a criminal complaint.
Is he charged with murder too as well?
He's charged in a RICO conspiracy, and part of that RICO conspiracy, one of the predicate acts is the murder that is described in the complaint. He has not yet charged in an indictment with a substantive murder.
You might know Harbor Freight for affordability. What you might not know is performance and durability.
If I'm paying somebody $50 million a year, I got another $500,000 for private security. I just do, because unfortunately, and it really is our community and culture, because ain't nobody targeting Austin Reeves. All right. right, so we got a pretty serious fumble of the week for this week. In federal court documents released yesterday that saw some very prominent names of the Los Angeles community get hit with RICO charges, several athletes were mentioned in the indictment as well. It's alleged that in June of 2019, boxer Adrian Broner set up several NBA players in a fixed dice game, making out with over $6 million while using trick dice. Now, it's said in the aftermath of that, Big U, a notorious, reputable member of the Rolling 60s Crips, had AB roughed up for not checking in and essentially helped the NBA players get that money back for a small fee, of course. The indictment also mentioned that Shaquille O'Neal and Draymond Green were persuaded and encouraged to make donations to charities that are now being labeled criminal enterprises and fronts. Now, the charges make mentions of extortion and street protection for athletes either playing in or visiting LA, and these are all alleged charges until proven otherwise, but it does bring up a very interesting conversation.
New details this afternoon about the man accused of being a longtime leader of the Rolling 60s Crips gang. Eugene Henley Jr. has become known in recent years for his charity work to reduce gang violence.
They wrong for using these pictures, and that drawing is crazy. They so wrong. God damn.
Now the FBI is accusing him of running a criminal enterprise that committed a series of crimes, including a murder back in 2021. NBC4's Alex Rozier live with details you'll see for the first time and only on 4. Alex.
Michael, BigU is in federal custody right now. Prosecutors say they have probable cause to believe that he killed a man in Las Vegas in 2021, then dragged his body into the desert. Today I learned the man killed is closely connected to BigU's family.
When did you ever really learn how to play the drum?
Eugene Henley Jr.'s podcast, seen here on YouTube, is one of many ways he made his name.
It's Season 2 and check it in.
Henley Jr., known as Big U, interviewed celebrities.
The big homie. Yes, sir.
And he's run a charity and music label. But the feds say he's also a longtime leader of the Rolling 60s Crips street gang. And now he's in custody for racketeering crimes that include the murder of rapper Rayshawn Williams. Court papers say Williams, seen here on Instagram, was an artist for Big U's label Unique Music. And in 2021, prosecutors say Williams wrote a song, quote, dissing Big U. Documents say Big U then kidnapped and murdered Williams in Las Vegas in retaliation for perceived disrespect. But before Williams was a rapper, he was a wide receiver for Crenshaw High School. The day after he was killed, the football program announced his death in this post on Instagram, saying in part, quote, he was a special guy to all of us. And not only did he play for Crenshaw, the wide receiver was teammates with Big U's son, Deion Henley. This LA Times video shows Henley throwing a pass to Williams. Deion Henley is now a linebacker for the LA Chargers. In 2023, the Times wrote a story about him with the headline, conceived in prison, Deion Henley was born into the dangerous world of his dad, who put him on a path to the NFL. Deion's quoted in the article saying, it's one heck of an origin story, adding, you know how they talk about anti-heroes? The people who are the bad guys, but they really aren't? That's my dad. But now his dad, Big U, is back in custody. And the feds say he's connected to a number of crimes, including the murder of his son's high school teammate, Rayshawn Williams.
When you have 5G home internet from Verizon, you can get the entertainment you already love for less, like Netflix and Max, Disney Plus, Hulu.
If I'm paying somebody $50 million a year, I got another $500,000 for private security. I just do, because unfortunately, and it really is our community and culture, because ain't nobody targeting Austin Reeves. All right, so we got a pretty serious fumble of the week for this week. In federal court documents released yesterday that saw some very prominent names of the Los Angeles community get hit with RICO charges, several athletes were mentioned in the indictment as well. It's alleged that in June of 2019, boxer Adrian Broner set up several NBA players in a fixed dice game, making out with over $6 million while using trick dice. Now, it's said in the aftermath of that, Big U, a notorious, reputable member of the Rolling 60s Crips, had AB roughed up for not checking in and essentially helped the NBA players get that money back for a small fee, of course. The indictment also mentioned that Shaquille O'Neal and Draymond Green were persuaded and encouraged to make donations to charities that are now being labeled criminal enterprises and fronts. Now, the charges make mentions of extortion and street protection for athletes either playing in or visiting LA, and these are all alleged charges until proven otherwise, but it does bring up a very interesting conversation about who should be charged with protecting athletes who can clearly, at times, be targets of the criminal underworld, from the nationwide home burglaries to needing passes to move freely in cities with an established gang code.
This nigga's wrong. He's only our culture. It be them niggas that look. Never mind. Only our culture. Nigga, Mexicans have Mexicans check in too. Don't get this shit stupid and twisted. Nigga, the cartels run shit. Only our people are into violence and drugs because everybody else is peaceful and fucking civil people. Stupid bitch. Irish people have you check in too. Italians have you check in too. You stupid bitch. Go to the east side. I mean, not the east side. East Coast, you dumb motherfucker. I hate stupid, self-righteous, oh, we need to do better as black people ass niggas. Shut up, nigga. You sound like a bitch. Hate them type of niggas, man. Just full on bitch made. Bitch made niggas, man. I hate them. Oh, I want to see Rick, baby. Let's get it. Let's see.
Can you give us like at least 2 names from your put on and what block? I ain't never seen you at no meeting at Hyde Park, Horace Mann, or at 54th. When did you get put on?
When did
you get put on? I got put on in 2002. I got put out in 2002 on Eileen Street at June House. Nigga, you know what's up, nigga. Yeah, dead homie. So when you get put on?
No, you haven't, bro. You been in
man, cuz Hillbilly was a part of my put on. Killer Dave was a part of my put on. Oh, the dead homies. My first name was Baby Wild Bill. On the dead homies, and Izzy turned East Coast. That was the third nigga I squabbled. Who did you squabble, gang?
Nigga, I squabbled everybody.
Who? You didn't squabble everybody. Yeah, you would have went home up.
Shut your buster ass up.
You didn't get put on. Hey, shut your bitch ass up. How you come up here with 30 and none of them was from 60s,
Buster ass, hoe ass nigga.
Hey, how many of them was from 60s though?
You ain't like that, nigga.
Can you give us like at least 2 names from your... Hey, I got more murders than you got squabbles in the hood, nigga. Dead homies, nigga. Yeah. You got more skulls than you got squabbles in the set. On the hood, nigga. Before, I got more skulls than you got squabbles. That's on my phone, babies.
We got Brick Baby crashing out again. I ain't gonna lie to you, my nigga be really emotional. We talking about that murder squad shit, all the bodies he got.
They just say, whoa. You know, the smelter he was like, nigga, did you just say you got bodies? He said, whoa. That shit would have me thrown out too. I got more bodies than you got squabbles. Whoa. Excuse me, sir?
La 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 la. La 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 la. On your own time.
What had to happen in order for you guys to be willing to sit down? Let's talk about the events that preceded this podcast before we get into any other stuff that's going on. Let's talk about it.
He had to give me some
What?
Credit for being a real
Oh,
nigga.
I thought you said he gave you some money.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. We was about to come across this motherfucking table. So look, at the end of the day, Brick did some real shit. And you know, he kept it because the incident that we was talking about when
you met up in Vegas?
We met up, right? Brick didn't do no buster. He was ready to squabble, and then he was trying to clutch on me. So at the end of the day, I was like, I have to respect this because he is who he is. You get what I'm saying? Because I heard about, certain things that he been doing, and then I was like, I'm gonna still him up though in a moment. But it just happened. And the crazy part about it, when the story happened,
then you went to go. Then he had something big hanging off his hip after that for the rest of the night.
Brick thought I'd try to set him up, right? Because soon as the incident happened, Wack calls. He said you called him, but
Wack called me
on FaceTime.
Yeah,
right?
remember I was sitting right there.
Yeah.
Wack called me, and I'm like, "Where are you at, nigga? We might as well get out too, nigga. Y'all tried to box me in, nigga. Where you at? Pull
so
up."
Brick thought I set him up.
calls you.
But he was coming to do the pod, but I think he was trying to talk to me about 607. You know, me and Wack, we got a once a month phone call that we do.
You get in a fight once a month, and then those 28 days, there's healing afterwards, and then you beef again, and then there's some healing, and
then
slowly
Loose Cannon goes to jail. Then we gotta see what's
Man,
going
listen,
on.
we gonna have to cut that narrative out the way. You know what I'm saying? I never went to jail. If anybody knows what swatting is when they call and say you got people kidnapped in your house and everything like that. So the police come to clear the house, check the house.
You
and
was
basically
squatting, right?
Swatting, nigga.
That's a super serious federal offense too. By the way,
So
swatting is bad.
All
news.
bad.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
bad.
But when you're an exposer, that's the kind of hate that they have for you, huh?
Yeah.
So what YouTuber do you think hates you enough
Wait.
to
We
swat
ain't gonna
you?
skip over what Adam said. The exposers, right? I am the exposer.
Oh.
At the end of the day, it's like, bro, I took over this shit.
You put on exposés?
No, I just took over it. And at the end of the day, it's like, fuck whoever that think, like Powerpuff Girls 600. At the end of the day, we mashing. I want to fade. You get what I'm saying?
So-
I want to squabble, cut.
I think Brit Baby an informant, but
Because I want to squabble Whack, and if they ain't really up to it, then it's like we can't never repair our relationship.
Why do you want to squabble Whack?
You didn't want to
Because he
squabble
put-
Kev Mac earlier, cuz. Don't act like you want to squabble
Yeah,
Whack.
We gonna get
got
let's
the
keep the
content.
cowboy talk. That's gonna be a separate clip.
we got the content.
Yeah.
So,
We got the guy.
so so at the end of the day, it's like when somebody press the narrative and you supposed to be my homie, my guy, right? Brick, out of all people, I was like, when I turned on my phone, right, get my phone, I'm like thinking like Brick hitting my wife, he hitting me and everything, making sure I'm good. I'm like, this weird ass. But at the end of the day, he came through in the clutch. You make sure that I was straight.
Unexpectedly.
Because in vice versa, it's situations that just
No, I thought you
we've
wanted
been
me
going
in
through.
jail,
No. We've been going through situations where you've been keeping it real. You putting points on the board. A motherfucker not gonna go get no chicken with you and then leave you hanging.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So and that was at the end of the day. It was like he did it. He kept it a buck. So you only can respect that. But when my brother Whack run content on me on Clubhouse, and then you got everybody on YouTube spin a narrative and say that you lying. You get what I'm saying? Because of Whack insecurities with himself. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was like, nah, because we can't do that.
So you felt like Whack was putting fake narratives on you because he almost instantly after this clip came out of your wife saying that your house was surrounded by cops or whatever, he almost instantly starts spreading the narrative that it's not true.
Yeah.
And he's really stuck to that, which is interesting because that means that you and him are not seeing eye to eye, that you couldn't convince him one way or the other, or have you not really talked since then?
No, I talked to Whack, and then I told him, he was like, I didn't say that. I said, listen, bro, you read the wrong thing because there was 3 SWAT teams available. One at 3.
Oh, when you called him?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
no, shut the fuck up. So one at 3 a.m., one at 5 a.m., and then one at 10 a.m. Where they call swatting. So we had like the Las Vegas News Bulletin, pull it. They did the research and they came to
Sweetie!
it. So when Wack say it, okay, listen. So when Wack say it or whatever, he spread the narrative that I was lying because of we had a business dealing that day. So he thought that I was just trying to
get out of it.
Get out of it. So when he did that, it was like, okay, yeah,
that'd be a pretty drastic way to get out of a business meeting, wouldn't it?
Meeting, It was goofy. So when that happened, it's like, bro, you ran content on me. So when you ran content on me, you actually ran content because my wife posted it. Do you get what I'm saying? So you don't have no respect for me or her. So at the end of the day, it's like I took it personal.
And because even if you are running a play, isn't it his job? Like if I see Brick lying and creating a fake narrative on social media,
like always,
if I'm really his homie, I should probably just let you do it, right?
Yeah, but
just like we had the narrative going when you got took away in the cop car for that couple hours,
which nobody really cared about,
or believed.
Yeah, nobody really felt for that.
I thought
the
media
anyway.
pages was gonna post it.
They hired fake cops for no reason because nobody fell for that. It's kind of a shame. But there's been other stuff like that. Even like somebody who used to be on this podcast faked a fight one time, and we all kind of just went along with it. And that's like what you do as a good friend, even if you know that it's cap.
How many times y'all heard me have Wack back and I know he wrong?
And you know he lying.
I mean, you always have.
We don't know when you think it's wrong. When you think he's wrong.
Because
we know.
I shouldn't have to.
I see it. I know.
I wouldn't say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always defend him and tell him like when he right, and then after we got off the phone, like cuz did that happen? Like, bro, like tell me the real. But I don't think so. You get what I'm saying? But he went on the internet and trying to expose something, and then because of his feelings, and then the release person, they had my back. I thought had my back was Brick, and Brick came. His wife was calling my wife and all that other stuff like that. So it was like come on, cuz like I'd be a fool to turn my back or not extend the olive branch on him. You get what I'm saying?
That was like some amazing Game of Thrones maneuvering that Brick did. I'm not gonna lie.
Look,
I don't know how he pulled this off.
It's just street code. Like it don't even matter. You don't gotta be friends. Like this the thing. Like niggas think that we like the best of friends because of the last 2 weeks. It's like, nah, bro. That's not what's going on. Now he's starting to have all the same enemies as me, so it's funny. That's why I'm you know what? Come on the show.
But you guys are supposed to move in accordance based on your.
But and then it's still that I want to ask you, and I'm gonna ask you on camera today that I gotta clarify before we all the way. You know what I mean? Put everything to rest. But the Tiny Draws and Pac-Man fire that man shit up at that concert.
No, Pac-Man did, but I put Pac-Man and Wack together. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And they talked about it. Pac-Man don't do the internet stuff. So when Pac-Man did it, it's not like Wack did something.
Pack. Yeah, you guys don't know, not Pac-Man.
Bang Rock.
Wait,
Bang Rock.
You're not talking about Pac-Man, the rapper.
Big homie.
No, his big homie. So it's like they got into it at the club thing, and Wack didn't back down or anything, but y'all seen the video. So at the end of the day,
the video is kind of inconclusive.
No,
to be fair,
it happened.
If he jumped off the stage, he backed down.
But I mean,
or was he keeping Kanye West
you
safe?
have to understand he had $2 billion in his possession.
2.7.
Yeah, well, almost 3 billion.
Wack had $2 billion. I mean,
Kanye
West, 2.77 account.
Wait, he was with Kanye, so you're saying that
he was running point for Kanye.
Okay. So at the end of the day, it's either you walk back into the lion's den and get Kanye West fucked up, you get what I'm saying, or you hit the high road and live to fight another day.
But I'm forced to assume that if you and Wack's relationship was this, messed with by him not believing that you got arrested. That leads me to believe that there was problems emerging beforehand.
It was strike 2, I believe, though, because they running some police ass content at the same time.
Okay, think about this, right? If I don't agree with somebody running content on an open case, I'm gonna let it be known, right? So I try to distance myself, and I expressed to both of them. I had conversations with both, separately and together. And I told him, I said, listen, I don't agree when you doing that. I don't care how much you hate big uterus. You get what I'm saying? It's not the point that you listen. It's not the point that you do it. It's the
I ain't gonna lie, all this shit is just so stupid. But it's funny as hell. And his facial expressions are crazy. Adam 22 is a funny creature. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's go to Elon Musk and Tesla stock real quick.
There's DIY, and there's doing it yourself. It's the difference between being creative and being a creator.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. The world's richest man, Elon Musk, the guy who essentially bought Donald Trump an election, the guy who regularly reposts racist and fascist conspiracy theories, who holds no elected office and no Senate-confirmed position, contra the U.S. Constitution, who regularly talks on the phone with foreign leaders of America's adversaries, whose business interests around the globe make him a walking, talking intelligence risk. That man cashed in on his MAGA investment in a new way today. This morning, he arrived at the Pentagon like it's one of his subsidiaries, like one of the many companies he runs, welcomed by Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth to receive, according to multiple reports, classified briefings on the workings of the most powerful military in human history. Multiple officials told the New York Times yesterday Hegseth and two top admirals were set to present Musk with details on the U.S. plan to counter China in the event of a military conflict between the two countries. According to the Times, it was unclear what the impetus was for providing Musk such a sensitive briefing. Trump and Hegseth both called the story fake news, but shortly after their denials, the Wall Street Journal confirmed it with their sources. Musk to receive top-secret briefing on U.S. war plans for China.
This lets you know you can buy politicians. That's it. You can buy politicians.
The Trump team denied those reports, but as they started to get blowback, why on earth Musk would have access to this classified briefing, Trump then insisted he didn't clear Musk to see the United States' top-secret contingency plans for a possible future war with China.
You guys are denying this New York Times report that Elon Musk was going to be shown a 20 to 30 page presentation about a theoretical war plan against China. Why not just show it to Elon?
Because I don't want to show it to anybody.
Okay. So still, Musk spent 90 minutes today with Hegseth at the Pentagon. You can see them shaking hands as Musk left. He reportedly told the defense secretary, if there's anything I can do to be helpful, I'd like to see you. Moments later, when a reporter asked what the two had discussed, the billionaire responded, why should I tell you? Afterwards, Hegseth joined Trump in the Oval Office, where they gave contradictory statements about how Musk was a true blue patriotic American and also a deeply conflicted businessman with overseas interests who can't be trusted with American war plans.
I don't want to show that to anybody, but certainly you wouldn't show it to a businessman who is helping us so much. He's a great patriot. He's paying a big price for helping us cut costs, and he's doing a great job. He's finding tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse. But I certainly wouldn't want, Elon has businesses in China, and he would be susceptible perhaps to that.
Elon Musk is a patriot. Elon Musk is an innovator. Elon Musk provides a lot of capabilities our government and our military rely on, and I'm grateful for that. We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about DOGE, to talk about efficiencies, to talk about innovations. It was a great informal conversation. The rest of that reporting was fake. There was no war plans. There was no Chinese war plans. There was no secret plans.
I might add that I think Elon, if they ever wanted to do that, I think Elon wouldn't do it. I think he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't want to put himself in that position.
You follow all that? I think I did. Like, it was all fake news, but also they wouldn't do it, but also maybe they canceled it when the heat got too hot. You catch Trump's last point there? Elon would never put himself in that position. For the record, the Wall Street Journal reported that Musk, according to one person familiar, was going to receive the top secret briefing on China because he asked for one. Nobody can say for sure if Musk's sensitive Pentagon briefings today did include Chinese war plans or what they included. Trump and Hegseth deny it. They aren't exactly the most credible sources when they just yell fake news. But here's what's interesting. this is really the key point. All of this sort of weird back and forth, self-contradictory sort of, oh no, we would never do that. Those denials do show they do understand the problem here, right? Like even Donald Trump, it would not sit well with most Americans because, as Donald Trump notes, Elon's business in China makes it a gargantuan conflict of interest. China is the second largest market for Musk's Tesla car business. Did you know that? Do you know that Musk has multiple Tesla factories in China, including the company's largest production facility in the world, which you can see in this video, produced by China's state-run media company? Okay? That facility produced half of all Tesla cars in the world last year. Musk has staked Tesla's future on its operations in China. And this is an enormous vulnerability for him because right now, Tesla sales are plunging, especially in China. They used to be the hottest electric car in the world, but now they have lots of competition. They are getting their butts kicked in China by homegrown car maker BYD, company started as a battery maker, who has eaten Tesla's market share with cheaper cars that don't regularly combust.
Tonight, more turmoil for Tesla. CEO Elon Musk live streaming an all-hands meeting Thursday, trying to reassure his employees as Tesla stock tumbles amid a Tesla takedown protest movement against the company.
If you read the news, it feels like, Armageddon. I understand if you don't want to buy our product, but you don't have to burn it down. That's a bit unreasonable, Stop being psycho.
The company that helped make Musk the wealthiest person in the world, now a target, seen by some as a way to demonstrate against Musk's politics and growing role in the Trump administration.
How are you feeling right now in this moment as a Tesla owner?
Embarrassed. I love the cars and I really wish I could keep them, but I just can't be associated with that brand anymore.
Edward Sanchez says he's looking to sell his Tesla after also just dumping all 150 shares of his Tesla stock. And he's not alone. Data from car shopping website Edmunds reporting that this month has seen the highest ever share of Tesla owners trading in their vehicles.
Why do you think going after Tesla is the way to really get at and go at Elon Musk?
It's my only way, right? It's the only thing I have. You just want to distance yourself.
But some taking the protest even further. Nationwide and even in Canada, multiple reports of Teslas being vandalized, some lit on fire. In Syracuse, this video showing a masked person defacing Sean Freed's Tesla, writing on it, "This car supports Nazis."
Protesting is a right that we all have, but destroying other people's property is not.
President Trump today warning there will be no leniency and no pardons for those behind these attacks, suggesting it's worse than the January 6th Capitol riot.
These are terrorists. You didn't have that on January 6th, I can tell you. You didn't have anything like that on January 6th.
And Liz, any evidence that these attacks might be coordinated?
Well, despite claims, Lester, from Elon Musk and President Trump that they are, NBC News has spoken to law enforcement officials and domestic extremism experts who say that there is no evidence that they are coordinated. There are organized protest efforts, but those groups have disavowed vandalism and violence, Lester.
Okay, Liz, thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us.
I can't walk past the TV without seeing a Tesla on fire. This is psycho. Stop being psycho.
Around 10 p.m. on Thursday night, Elon Musk held a surprise all-hands meeting for Tesla staff. The meeting took place at Tesla's Texas Gigafactory, and it was live-streamed on X. Here are the main things Elon Musk talked about at his surprise all-hands Tesla meeting.
At this point, I just go to sleep, work, go to sleep for the work, and then do that 7 days a week.
Elon Musk talked about the importance of the Cybercab. He said it's not just a new car, but a whole new way of manufacturing. For those who don't know, the Cybercab is Tesla's self-driving taxi, and Elon Musk has said it's expected to reach full-scale production in 2026.
It'll be able to produce a car ultimately in less than 5 seconds.
Musk said Tesla is ramping up production of its Optimus robots, and he said that the company expects to produce at least 5,000 this year.
That's the size of a Roman legion, FYI. Which is like a little scary thought, like a whole legion of robots. I'd be like, whoa.
Musk also urged employees to hold on to their stock, despite recent declines.
There's no comparison with anything in the past that they just can't, it does not compute. And some people like Kathy Wood at ARK Invest do see the future. What I'm saying is hang on to your stock.
The back half of the meeting was reserved for questions from staff, and surprisingly, no one brought up politics. But Musk did reference the recent political backlash and vandalism that Tesla has been facing.
If you read the news, it feels like, Armageddon. So it's like, I can't walk past the TV without seeing a Tesla on fire.
So what did employees think of this surprise speech from Musk? Business Insider spoke to a few employees, one of which said it felt like a publicity stunt. They said the meeting felt like it was for investors, not employees. To read more about what Musk talked about at the meeting and how employees reacted, head to businessinsider.com.
So what I'm saying is hang on to your stock. It's very difficult for people in the stock market.
He's a white devil for sure. Super white devil.
Tesla has been suffering stock price-wise. Its reputation has perhaps never been as bad as it is right now. And Tesla investors are starting to push back. Not nearly enough of them, but one of the earliest, a really important investor, is now really putting some pressure on the corporation. This is Ross Gerber. He was on Sky Business Live and he said this: I think Tesla needs a new CEO. And I decided today I was going to start saying it. And so this is the first show that I'm saying it on. It's time for somebody to run Tesla. There are too many important things Tesla's doing. So either Elon should come back to Tesla and be the CEO of Tesla and give up his other jobs, or he should focus on the government and keep doing what he's doing, but find a suitable CEO of Tesla. And Gerber has noted that Musk seems to have been directly responsible for a lot of the negative impact to Tesla's brand identity and people's feelings for it or whatever. So he goes on to say, we really identify with the cars we drive, especially in the US. And so when your brand gets tarnished like this, it's really bad. He continued, adding that he really started to become concerned as an investor when Musk bought Twitter in 2022 and didn't know it could go this far. Now, he's not the only one that's been pushing back in this way, but I don't think either of those points are unfair. Musk is doing damage to the brand that has an effect on the share price. This is not purely business. In the same way that Tesla's rise wasn't purely based on actual business, its fall isn't either, but they could perhaps limit some of the damage. If they were to boot him right now, imagine how the people who hate Musk would love that. They would once again have much better feelings for Tesla. And I also think it's a fair point to say, dude's got 7 jobs. What is Tesla, the 5th most that he cares about at this point? He's earning bank, being paid for a job that he is barely doing at a time when that corporation really needs an actual leader. So why isn't this bothering more of the investors, more of the board members? Sharon, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Tesla's a mess, and so is he. Remember what this brand is about. It was supposed to be about a lifestyle, a futuristic kind of driving and financial windfall, okay? It benefited the environment and it benefits the people who say, you know what, we're tired of paying for gas and the like. The board is a joke at this point, and they're just kind of acting while, Elon pushes buttons or is the puppet master here. And so, it's no wonder the stock prices have dropped. Okay, this has happened before when he's put his own quirky interest ahead of the brand that he has touted and has made him so wealthy by tweeting out nonsense and getting fined. And I just think it's par for the course.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Again, it's only a few as of right now. There was another hedge fund manager that was pushing back. There's a few. And that's not to say that nobody is enjoying the current status of Tesla. And I mean the investors, not just their detractors or whatever. Some investors are actually doing quite well. Obviously the short sellers are doing quite well right about now. Apparently, hedge funds that have taken short positions on Tesla over the last 3 months are now $16.2 billion richer. And so they started to see what Elon Musk is doing and how people are turning against the company. And so they bet against the company and they have made absolute bank. And so that's great. I wish I had thought of it. That would have been nice. I didn't, unfortunately, but some people are doing quite well as Elon Musk destroys the corporation. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member,
Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund, File free now.
Welcome, everybody. Great show today. We're actually going to record this one rather than immediately deleting it because it's so bad. We are going to talk about so many things today, including, does the Constitution matter anymore? We're going to do some tax stuff, some thick and meaty Tesla. This is not happening in a vacuum because EV sales are going up. If nobody wants electric vehicles, then of course anybody selling only electric vehicles is going to suffer, but that is very much not the case. German electric vehicle sales grew 27% last year, while Tesla sales went down 41%, and a staggering 70% in the first 2 months of 2025 compared to last year. This is destructive. Why is this happening? The answer is very simple. Elon Musk torched his own brand. Germany has plenty of electric vehicle options. They are choosing anything but Tesla because when your CEO is out there praising the far-right AfD party, meddling in elections, throwing up Nazi salutes at Trump's inauguration, yeah, that is going to be a problem in a country that takes its history a little bit more seriously than Elon Musk does. Now, we zoom out from Germany. This is not only happening in Germany. We talked about Europe and Tesla sales collapsing in Europe, but it's even bigger than that because Tesla's hemorrhaging customers worldwide. Here in the United States, Tesla went from the ambassador brand for electric vehicles, for liberals, for progressives, to people who care about the environment, to a rolling billboard for Elon Musk's far-right political fantasies and delusions. So the
They say Elon Musk takes ketamine, so his delusions of grandeur are probably induced by ketamine. He's a hot mess, dog. I don't know. This is wild.
Republican solution is government intervention, which they claim to be against. Donald Trump spent years mocking electric cars and, calling them scams. You can't drive anywhere. You can't charge them. He attacked climate policy. He just last week did this full-blown Tesla infomercial from the White House where he climbed into a Model S and said to his followers, it's an American-made car. I love Tesla. Republicans who spent decades attacking government subsidies for electric vehicles are suddenly rallying behind Tesla because now Elon Musk is on their team. Sean Hannity, the Fox News propagandist, who spent years mocking electric vehicles as liberal toys, they're not real cars for a real man. He now says he's buying a Tesla S Plaid to support Elon Musk. What's the problem with this new strategy aside from being a 180 departure from the principles that they claim to adhere to, which is EVs bad, government intervention bad, suddenly government intervention good, EVs are good. The problem is that there don't seem to be enough right-wing Tesla buyers to replace the flood of Democrats and independents that are abandoning the brand. Tesla went from being the progressive status symbol to something that even liberals with paid off Teslas don't want to be seen in. People are dumping their Teslas because they want nothing to do with.
Speaking of, anybody that sees this video, please comment. I'm gonna lease Tesla. I did not know that he was a Nazi. Didn't know at all. So, if you can comment down below, and if you're a real person who genuinely wants to help, let me know how I could get out of a lease without having to pay any penalties because of the shit that he's doing. Help me out. And I'll help you out by getting you some great love and affection. That's all I offer. That's all I can offer. I'm poor because of Tesla. because of Elon Musk and Trump destroying the United States. I'm poor, so I have to give you love and affection. Yeah.
The brand. Senator Mark Kelly just got rid of his Tesla this weekend, instead getting I think it's an American-made, a union labor Chevy Tahoe, or one of those completely inefficient Chevy SUVs, because he said every time he would get into the Tesla, it reminded him of how much damage Elon Musk and Trump were doing to the country. Elon did this to himself. Nobody forced him to turn Tesla into a symbol of authoritarianism. Nobody made him call Senator Mark Kelly a traitor for supporting Ukraine. No one told him to push extraordinarily right-wing, borderline Nazi rhetoric and far-right conspiracy theories. And so we have capitalism in this country. Hello, we have a free market. Tesla is no longer the cool, forward-thinking electric vehicle company. It's another, I guess in a sense, casualty of the culture war that has been launched by the American right wing.
That's correct. Can't say nothing against that. All right, like again, like, comment, and subscribe. Please get us to 2,500 subscribers. Get us to 500 likes. And by us, I mean us as a community. I also do building my cars. So I'm building a deck right now. Building multiple debts, but yeah, so I open pats, rip pats, do all that. Yeah, it's a cool little hobby I got into. Selling, ripping, trading, ripping. It's a whole thing. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Getting back into my political bag, you feel me? Get with me. Don't get at me. But if you do, I will say some shit to you. But nah, yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, share. Do your that. There's a you heard me. Really out here like swimwear, you feel me? I'm really dressed up like an alligator with snake skin on a bitch, you feel me?